guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, hi, I welcome you, and if you're not, what's up? Welcome back. Hi my beloved. We're back with another video. And this one I just kind of felt inspired to just come up on you guys and just speak to you guys. So this is not really like a prepared video, but it's more just about healing and self-healing, how you can start on your journey. And I'm just going to give you like examples of things that I have done and just like maybe brush up or add on some topics that I have spoken about in previous channels. So like, yeah, really in this video, guys, I think I'm just going to brush up a little bit on what self-healing is, how you start your journey, and just some topics and some things you need to be mindful of. Like, I know you guys have heard me speak about inner child healing and what the inner child is. So I think I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail about that and just like how to go about this journey. So let's get to it. And guys, so I'm going to be putting on my makeup in the video. Hope you don't mind. Let's do this. So guys, to be honest with you, as I said, this is a very impromptu video. I'm just going to be letting spirit lead me into what I need to say and what I should share with you guys, because I really just felt inspired to come through. So self-healing, if you like are new to my channel, then you won't be aware of maybe this topic or like what I've been speaking about on this channel, because I really have been on this self-love tip, upon my awakening. I'm not going to go too detailed on what my awakening was, but I'll just give like a brief little sentence. Okay, so I had a spiritual awakening in 2018. Okay, my world, for me, it happened like I felt like I had achieved everything that I thought I wanted to achieve. Okay, I'd went through a lot of like heartbreaks and a lot of like really painful situations in my childhood and my adolescence. So just a little brief information. I'm not gonna make it like all sad on get all sad on you guys, but I grew up in a broken family. Like my mother and father separated. And I watched that happen. I think he left when I was about like maybe 6 7 years old. So I watched that toxic relationship, and like I don't know why, because I didn't realize then, but because I'm an empath, I realized that like my mom usually would cry to me and would tell me all these things about my father. So I had like those programs running, of like having an absent father, an adulterer. I don't want to like really like speak badly, but really I'm just saying what it was, and just a really painful marriage that I saw crumble before my eyes. So I went through that, and I didn't realize that it actually affected me until I got older. And then financial problems, that happened after my father had left. There was just a lot of financial struggle that I went through as with my family growing up, and also with my own relationships. Like I did mention of how I had my son and I was still in varsity, and it was through a painful situation that I'm still actually learning to heal from. I was raped, and yes, I started taking on alcohol. I started drinking alcohol. I started smoking marijuana to numb kind of the pain that I was experiencing, because everything that I went through, I never really allowed myself to actually realize that I went through so much, as a child. And I'm not going to say that I wasn't blessed. I had so many things to be grateful for and to be blessed for. But like, as I said, I'm just kind of giving you guys an idea of just the traumatic side of that, okay? And I was always like a bubbly child, and I kind of like really went opposite direction, become more introverted. I started realizing that my spiritual journey actually probably was way before 2018. My spiritual journey actually was going on as a child. There's all these traumatic things that I was going through and what I was experiencing. It made me become more introverted, and through that introvertedness, like my gift of empathy, my spiritual gifts were actually logging on, because now I actually started hearing the voice of God, although I didn't realize it. And other gifts started logging on, like the gift of empathy. So I'm an empath. I'm able to take on people's energy. I hate it sometimes, but it's actually a super power when you actually allow yourself to tap into that. So I'm like a natural psychologist, a natural healer. Okay, I don't it's effortless. Okay, I can just counsel anybody about any situation, about any circumstance. It's not me who's speaking, it's God. It's the voice of God. It's the voice of God. It's my divine connection to the higher realms, to the heavens, okay? My angels, my ancestors of light and love, those that walk with me, those of light and love that walk with me are the ones that speak through me and counsel, okay? And so I picked on that gift, okay? Like I realized when I was like a bit older, like strangers would come to me and just tell me all their woes, and I would know how to give them a solution. But I found finally also realized that it's also unhealthy. Sometimes you'll attract energy vampires, narcissists, people that are just gonna dump their things onto you, okay? And it's important to daily pray, do daily prayers, daily cleansings, just to align your energy back to you, okay? And then you don't take on the burdens of the whole world and really put yourself first, okay? So for me, I didn't know how to counteract that, because even in my friendships, I was just always that strong girl, was giving everyone advice. I was just always there, always strong. Lo and behold, okay, that all that strength God was about to show me, okay? God was about to show me that, girl, listen, I did not create you to be a sponge. You're not anyone's mop to be wiping off the world's vomit. You're my child. I'm putting you back in formation. I'm putting you back, okay, into your truth. So upon everything that had happened, okay, I eventually went to school. I got a degree that I didn't love. I didn't do anything that I was passionate about. I didn't know anything about myself. I was so lost in the world, lost in my own trauma and my pain, and I was just really carrying very negative energy that was around me and inside of me. Um, so truth is, I never followed my passions. I never was even aware of the things that I wanted to do. I just did a degree because I was referred to it, and I was told that it's a quick way to make money, and it was also like it was interesting for me. Okay, it was an interesting degree for me because it was like unknown, but there was no passion, and I only realized that when I started working that, oh my gosh, I cannot, absolutely cannot be doing this for the whole of my life. It's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work at all. So yes, like that, those are things that started occurring in my life that like kind of woke me up to that truth and woke me up to that deeper understanding that, okay, God is real, and that he speaks to us and through us, and that he takes the shots. Like, you may think that you have a plan for your life. He will tell you, he won't even tell you, he will show you. He will show you. Okay, so like upon my awakening, like, okay, I told you that I went through all these things. I had a child when I was in varsity with a man that I don't even love. Like, it was just completely it was just like I won't lie, my story was just kind of very sad, to be honest. It was very sad, but I never allowed myself to actually realize the life that I'd manifested and how it was just. I realize now that it was based on trauma, because of everything that I experienced, and I just attracted that energy because of what it was around me and what was surrounding me, and I never really allowed myself to tap into myself. So I eventually finished the degree. I went and started working. I told myself that I had healed, because when you're a natural healer, when you're an empath, God like really holds your heart, really holds you, okay? As much as you do experience things for healing, for transformation, He doesn't really sometimes allow you to really like fully get into that unless He really needs to show you something, or He needs to like awaken you to something further. So I like just kept pushing on, just pushing on and not realizing that hey, I'm actually going through a depressive state. So I went and I started working, and I think that's when my real awakening came up, because when I was working, I kind of thought, okay, this is it, I just need to push on. When I start working and I started getting money and everything, and my life, I can do all the things that I want now. I can start like, my life can just completely turn around. And instead of that happening, I kind of had this wake up call that was like, oh my gosh, is this really what you think you came here to do? Like there was just this inner nudge inside of me that was like, um, something's missing. God, is this what you called me to do in this life? Like something just nudged me and that was missing. And then that was kind of my wake up call. And then if you guys are aware of my other videos, I met someone who I thought was my twin flame, who was my counterfeit, but it kind of also shook me spiritually when I met him, to another like wake up call. And I had my awakening at that time. Okay, I started waking up to my spirit. I started waking up to God, the voice of God, and just like became more aware of my life and what was going on. And yes, and it was not a pleasant thing, okay? It's like a rude awakening, to be honest, because you have to face yourself, you have to face your demons, you have to face things about yourself. Like all these things that I'm talking about, I was never aware that I was actually going through so much pain, because my ego and just, was suppressing everything that was occurring in my life. And then, I was woken up. But it's not just painful. I want to say it's bittersweet, because when you really tap into your divinity, when you really start tapping into the heavens, and you start realizing who you are, it's such a beautiful feeling, because like you just are in the clouds and you're realizing that all the things that you experience are not even you. But obviously, while you're in the flesh, you really get consumed by all the stuff that you experience. But like obviously my hand was held, and I had to start the inner healing. And for me, guys, honestly speaking, like I think what made me so strong as well is that I really didn't have someone to kind of help me through it. Okay, like God was also showing me that I'm a natural healer, because I had to heal myself out of it. My guardians, God himself was really by my side, helping me face the traumas that I went through. And I feel like it wasn't by accident, because now I feel like I have so much wisdom. Like I don't really have a degree in psychology and stuff, or mentoring or life coaching, but it just became so natural, because I went through so much in my life, and I was the only one who could pull myself out, because not saying other people aren't able to, but this gift is inside of me. This is how I was being awakened to the fact that I'm a healer, being awakened to the fact that I'm able to do this. I'm able to touch people through my voice, through my words. I had to first start healing myself. Okay, but I'm not gonna say I completely did it alone. I was so grateful. I met many mentors and healers on YouTube, and psychologists. Like I'm gonna give a shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out to Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart. Like he really kick started me. I never even knew I was on a spiritual awakening, so I started watching his videos. Then he kind of woke me up. Okay, like he kind of woke me up, and like, oh my gosh, okay, wow, I really am going through this journey. And he just woke me up to a lot of things about the spirit inside of me, and how to cultivate it. Okay, and helped me, pulled me out of certain situations, whether I realized it or not. So Ralph, you are my angel. I love you. You really helped me. Shout out to you. And I met also, and I watched many other videos, many other healers that just came to me, that are obviously my divine family at that season, that just needed to help me kind of wake up to my truth, wake up to my divinity, and actually realize that I'm not any of these circumstances. Okay, so self-healing is the best healing. Okay, you can get healed by another person, but then you become too dependent. Okay, self-healing is important. It's important to actually be able to acknowledge that you are going through something, and you never are alone as well. God will always put people in your life. You'll find yourself, like people like me, you might pop into my video and you might watch some of my videos, and they might inspire you somehow, to start healing yourself, because I never even knew some of these concepts. Like I never knew, as much as I knew that I was a natural healer, I never knew some of these concepts like inner child healing, which I'm going to discuss now, like in detail, things that I started doing. Okay, I never knew these concepts. I met other people, other teachers on YouTube that were also on a healing journey. They also were awakening, that, were called by God to kind of step into their truth. That kind of pulled me more forward, that pulled me closer to my truth, and pulled me closer to my journey, and awakened me to this gift of healing, and this gift of touching other people and awakening them to their truth. Okay. that's what kind of made me kind of get here to this point. I'm like, I can't just be, and it will happen naturally if it is your gift, because not all of us are meant to do the same thing, is what I realize. Not all of us have the same gifts, you know. If you're a teacher, if you're a healer, then you'll get pulled in somehow, maybe to start mentoring people, or you'll just naturally do it. Because I was someone who would do this naturally, but now I'm kind of like called to just really do it full time, like really help people, really connect to your tribe, connect to people that you're meant to be touching, the people that you're meant to be healing in this time, because they need you and you need them, you know. Because I realize that it also gives me such like emotional like gratification when I know that I've helped someone, you know, who, because I've been there and I know how it's like and how it feels like to feel completely lost in this world, you know, and then to kind of have all your hopes taken out and just the world just knocking you down, you know. So it's so good to kind of get someone to help you out of it, but to also know that you have the power within you, as long as you have the available resources, which you do. There's people like me, there's people like everywhere, you know, on YouTube that are also self coaches, and it's just really about connecting to who resonates with you, who your spirit feels inclined to listen to, you know. So yes guys, then I really started learning that I need to start healing my inner child, because I started waking up to my truth, to my gift, and I started realizing that I actually chose the wrong field of work, and that you know, that I need to now fall in line to my purpose, to what God is calling me to do. But before I could heal any other person, I had to start healing myself. And I don't even want to lie to you guys, I don't want to say that I'm completely there. I don't even know if there is like, if you there's this destination that you get to, because I'm yet to have met someone who's like fully like healed from past trauma and experiences. It's a journey, it's a healing journey, you know. It's just about getting from one step to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, and picking yourself up, okay, and reminding yourself as well that you're divine, that you know, there's certain things that now, like, I look back at certain things that I've done, like I kind of laugh as well, because I'm like, wow, God, you pulled me out, and wow, I'm no longer even dwelling in the flesh to that point. I'm now at a place where I realize that I'm the spirit, and I realize that God really lives, and that, you know, I'm not my circumstances, I'm not my situation, you know, I'm none of these things, you know, I'm this divine spirit that's inside of me. And when you tap into that wholeness, you know, there's just no lack, you know, there's no lack, there's just the divine blessings of truth and love that just takes over you. But as I said, it's a journey, it takes time. So I'm just gonna dig a little bit deeper on what childhood healing or inner child healing is. So your inner child is basically you guys. It is like, as a person, when you grow up, we really have been disillusioned about what age is and what growing up is, okay. I know this is gonna sound so strange if I tell you, but like, you're still a child. That child that you were a few years ago, you're still that person, okay. Adulthood is just a label, okay. So all the emotions, all the trauma, everything that you experience as a child is still inside of you, and your child is actually your most purest state. The first 7 years of your life is really who you are, your authentic state, your natural personality that hasn't been adapted by your parents, by family conditioning, by neighborhood, community, trauma experiences, all those things that accumulate in your life, they now give you a persona, okay, or now make you have a characteristic, okay. That those first 7 years, that is your pure state, that is your godly state, that is just who you are, okay. So that is like your most authentic state, is your inner child. So your inner child doesn't really die or doesn't really grow up. It just now shifts because of certain situations and circumstances, and it has certain perceptions and be in the conditions of this world, because we're here in Babylon, we're here in the Matrix, and we're conditioned, okay. There's agendas out there, okay, stigmas out there, stories, you know, like there's stuff that sometimes are against us, you know, depending where you are. But yes, like, you know, there's agendas out there, guys. To be honest, I don't want to get too esoteric on you guys. Maybe I'll do another video on that. But so your inner child is still you. So certain things that you've experienced in your life, you're still that child, but you now a distorted version, or you're angry, or, you know, because maybe things that you wanted in your life you didn't manifest. Like for me, I won't lie, like I've always been that entertainment person, that child that was out there. Like, I used to love entertaining people, and I still do, but obviously, like, I've been uh more introverted side because of the situations and the stigmas that I experienced. And it really depends on who I'm with and how comfortable I feel when I'm around those people. So like, I was just that child that loved entertaining people. If there were guests, I'm gonna entertain them, I'm gonna talk to them. I'm just was very outgoing, to be honest. And I loved entertainment. I love singing, I love dancing, I love music, I love acting. I even did drama in high school, but I never kind of pursued it further. Although my heart, because that was like the best grade that I got, okay? My heart, though I never listened to it, I kind of completely shut it out. My heart knew that that's something I wanted to do. If I could go back, if I could turn back the hands of time, I probably would have went to a dramatic art school and just carried on, okay, regardless of, and I feel like also God maybe didn't want me to fall into the entertainment system at that time with the mental state that I had, okay. He needed to do the work in me, and he's still doing the work in me, and I'm trusting that, like, he's kind of pulling me closer. Because if you are not new to this channel, you know that I'm like on a music journey, and I'm like now pursuing things that I was meant to pursue in the first place. So I know now I'm more sure of who I am, and I won't do things to sell my soul. And I'm aware of the industry, and I'm aware of the energy forces that are there. And I'm a warrior of light. Okay, so even everything that I'm doing, the entertainment and all those passions that I'm doing are for God's kingdom. So things are obviously different this time around, and I'm trusting that he will open all the doors in the mighty name of the living Father. He will open all the doors that were meant to be opened before, because my mind and my heart is in the right place now. So I never allowed myself to do those things, but upon my healing journey, I'm gonna probably do a more detailed video about what inner child healing is and what you can do. But upon my inner child healing journey, like, I did a lot of meditations, a lot of cleansings, a lot of purification work, writing to her, tapping into her, because she is the energy that is inside of you, okay. Like, you can actually physically, like, call her, like, kind of summon her to you. And she is you, to be honest, or he, whoever's speaking, but she's been buried in all the stories, the programs, and just the responsibilities maybe that you have in this world. Like, for me, she just stood up. She like, bitch, I'm not done. I'm done sleeping. Okay, I'm done hiding. I'm done compromising anything. I'm done with that. Okay, it's my way or the highway. And I was like, girl, I'm gonna take the back seat. And she doesn't come alone, okay? She comes with angels and God, because she's still connected. She's so pure. She's still connected to God. So sometimes the advice I would give people, like, on a spiritual journey, trying to tap into their godly nature, you need to allow yourself to tap into the childlike state, because you can't. And the Bible says that for a reason, that you cannot enter the kingdom. In order to enter the kingdom, the gates of the kingdom. I'm butchering this phrase, but I hope you know what I mean. But like, it's like, I forgot which verse it is. Quote me, whoever is watching. But it says, in order to enter the gates of the kingdom of God, you have to have a heart of a child. Okay, there's a reason for that. The heart of a child is innocent. It's pure. Okay, and that is how you need to be in order to even perceive and understand or feel God. Okay, he's not what the Bible has depicted him to be. He's not what your mother tells you he is. Okay, he's not any of those things. Your heart needs to be pure. Your heart needs to be pure in order to receive that truth, that wisdom, that love, okay? Because that the child is pure. A child is pure, okay? It doesn't care what people think about him. It doesn't, we impose so much on our children. We tell them to act a certain way. We impose them with so many things, and then they experience trauma, so they can, like, kind of get into how we want to. Like, I know sometimes I fall short as a mother. Sometimes I do that, and I'm really been praying to God to really help me get out of that stigma, okay, because of how I was conditioned. A child is pure. Like, I also, as a child, I was always out there. I was always different, and I was always judged. Like, I was always a child that was spiritually connected, and I never realized that I actually closed off my spiritual senses because I was judged so much as a child, that I was told that I'm crazy, I'm talking to myself and all these things, when actually I had angels that walk with me, angels that surrounded me, and I would talk to them. I'd have like imaginary friends. Like I would like, oh my gosh, guys, like I would actually like maybe sitting like this around people, like I would just like stop talking to everyone and I would start entertaining my crew, my posse, my spiritual posse that is here with me. Like I would like it was I would, and I wouldn't care, as a child you just are free, and obviously that would like kind of scare people around me, would scare my family, because they were like, they didn't know what was going on. But like I would really like just stop talking to people and I would start talking to them around me, and I would channel, and I would like, I remember I would like astral travel, actually. Like I would jump into other realms, like I would jump into my realm, okay, of my spirit, and I wouldn't even know what it was. Like I would find myself, I'm in like a fairy tale land and I'm in this kingdom, not knowing that that was actually my gift, that I could just tap in. I could just tap in and out of the spirit. I would go back and forth. Like I was always just that child that is just highly, highly, highly intuitive. And only now as an adult I'm trying to get myself to get back to that, because now my angels are like, you're too adult for us, okay? Like God always tells me, like he always tells me, like, you're a child. You're a child. The only way you're gonna hear me, the only way you're gonna feel me, the only way you're gonna receive me is to remember that you're a child, and to just allow yourself to tap back in. Okay. So that's just a little bit example of me, okay? But it's so personal, okay? This journey is so personal, but the more you start tapping into your inner child, the more she'll feel comfortable to speak to you, and she'll tell you her fears, her pain, and the things that she's experienced, and how you heal them, okay? And I don't want to like speak too soon, but there is some work that I'm working on. There's a book that I'm writing, that I'm just kind of compiling everything that I've went through, everything that I've experienced, and it's like a self-help, self-healing book. I'm not gonna speak too much about it right now, but it's just on the way, guys. I'm still working on it, and I will be posting it very soon for you guys, those that are on a journey of self-growth, to help you. I think it would be so amazing, and I know I was divinely inspired to do this because I know how hard it was for me, but it is so liberating. It's so much more better when you do this on your own sometimes, opposed to spending thousands of rands, dollars, nairas, wherever you are, seeing a psychologist, because sometimes it doesn't even work like that, because they're using Western ways of healing. And sometimes that's not what you need. Sometimes you need to look at yourself at a spiritual sense and a metaphysical way, not in a scientific way of the mind and all that nonsense, okay? But actually allow yourself to tap into your true spirit. So guys, I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to end it here. I really hope this video helped you if you're in a self-love journey. Please best believe that I will update you guys on the book that is coming. And I really send you love and healing, and I really wish you well on your journey of self-love and self-growth, and just trust and surrender to a higher power, and just know that you have all the power in you, and there's nothing. Guys, I've been through so many things, some stuff I haven't even mentioned to you guys here on this channel, and I'm still alive, and I know that God holds me. I know God lives. So guys, trust and believe that you will make it through anything, and you will heal, you will rise, all your dreams will come true, everything you ever desired is yours, okay? Peace.